Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing great. Today video is really special for me because I am going to share you one of the most memorable experience of my life. My visit to NASA Johnson Space Center in Houston, Texas on 23rd November 2025. The trip was not just a visit, it was a dream moment for me. Our journey started early in the morning. It was me, my respected mentor, Dr. Kabindra, and his son Kanchi. The distance from Temple to Houston is around 200 miles, and while driving, I was feeling very excited and emotional because I was about to enter the world of space and science. As we approached the Houston, we passed through the beautiful downtown area with tall buildings, highways, and busy city life. Finally, we started seeing NASA direction board, and that was when I realized my dream was becoming real. We reached near NASA Space Center around 9:30 am. We parked our car and Dr. Kabindra sir took the entry ticket for us. After collecting the tickets, we stood in the line for security checkup and entry. We took some photos outside NASA Space Center, and the moment when I entered, I was completely shocked. It felt like stepping into a different world. Inside, I saw real rockets, life size space capsules, and astronauts training models. There were display areas showing the International Space Station, Mars missions, and future plans to send humans back to the moon. I saw real moon rocks that astronauts brought from the moon to the earth.
Here we have the Starship. The Starship. The Starship was used in the moon landing as a big part of the moon landing. It helped the moon land successfully. Here we have another piece of the moon landing. This helped the moon projectile safely because you see the tip? Over there we have the International Space System, the ISS, the most important part of space, and helps us gain the information about space that we need. We are here today at Johnson Houston Space Center.
Then we went to see space museum and galleries. There were many videos explaining how the astronauts live by trying themselves to the wall, how they brush their teeth, and how they drink water in zero gravity. There were also interactive screens showing how NASA launched rockets, how satellites work, and how engineers control spacecraft from the Earth. I also saw a big model of Saturn versus rocket which was used during the Apollo mission. It was so huge that I felt very small standing near it. The most historic and emotional part of this trip was the visit to Mission Operation Control Room 2. This is the real control room from where NASA scientists monitored the Apollo 11 moon landing on 20th July 1969. We took a small tram tour tickets to enter this area. We were guided inside the control room, and the guide explained how NASA engineers were sitting in rows, watching computer screens and communicating with astronauts. We were lucky to listen the real audio recordings of the communication between NASA and the astronauts during the moon landing time. We learned how Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin was inside the lunar module and how Neil Armstrong became the first human to walk onto the moon. We visited many important places in the Space Center, like the models of Mars rover, real satellites models, training simulators for astronauts, videos about how space shuttles work, displays about black holes, galleries, and stars. It was very wonderful, and as well as the rockets. I learned how NASA trains astronauts to survive in zero gravity and how they prepare for long duration space mission. This place is really a paradise for science lovers. This video is especially for students who love science and space. If you are a science student, I strongly recommend you to watch this video carefully. You will learn how humans reached the moon in 1969, how NASA engineers worked day and night, and how dreams can become reality with hard work and dedication. Now we are about to move to the special operation control room to Apollo 11. We took a special tram tour ticket to enter to this area. The place was very wonderful. We really enjoyed the place. I took a video of all the surrounding area. Here we go. Now we are excited to hear real audio recordings of how NASA scientists communicated with the astronauts. We will also learn how Neil Armstrong successfully landed on the moon. During the tram ride, the guide explained the importance of NASA's Johnson Space Center and how it has been the heart of human spaceflight since the 1960s. We passed by training buildings, astronaut dormitories, and giant research facilities. Finally, we reached the legendary Mission Operation Control Room 2. That was the exact room from where NASA scientists controlled the Apollo 11 moon landing mission. As I entered the control room, I felt goosebumps. The room still had original chairs, desks, headphones, and old computer system from the 1960s. The big screen in front showed mission status, spacecraft position, and oxygen level used at the time. The guide played the real communication recordings between the astronauts and NASA scientists. We learned how engineers were sitting here for hours watching every heartbeat of the astronauts. The room is not just a room, it is a symbol of human courage, intelligence, and a dream. Let's go! When I entered the Mission Operation Control Room, I saw the original scientific setup used during Apollo 11. The large screen displayed real-time data like spacecraft velocity, altitude from the moon, fuel remaining, communication signal delay.
I would like to welcome you to the historic Mission Operations Control Room. I served as the flight director during the descent and landing of the first American astronauts on the moon. In 2019, this room, from the consoles with related flight documents and artifacts to the carpet, wallpaper, and mission medallions, was restored and preserved to the Apollo era. Even the viewing room seats you are sitting in are original, as are the telephone and communications booths and the simulation control room. The large screens at the front of the room display trajectory data, which we use to control the spacecraft. The clocks above the screens helped us to keep track of mission milestones, including how long the rocket engine fired, and loss of radio signal times as the spacecraft moved behind the moon. And the two viewing room televisions to your upper left and right displayed historical network news coverage as it was broadcast. You're about to be transported back to the afternoon of July 20th, 1969, as Apollo 11 astronauts Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin descended to the lunar surface. 4 teams of flight controllers worked around the clock in support of a mission, monitoring every aspect of the spacecraft: life support, fuel levels, altitude, and communications. On that day, my team was responsible for guiding Lunar Module Eagle to a safe landing on the moon. You will hear our voices and the voices of the astronauts as we encountered a series of unexpected computer alarms.
Altitude 5,200 feet.
Okay, all flight controllers, gonna go for landing. Retro.
Go.
Righto.
Go.
Guidance.
Go.
Control.
Go.
Telcom.
Go.
GNC.
Go.
Econ.
Go.
Surgeon.
Go.
Capcom, we're go for landing.
Eagle Houston, you're go for landing, over. Copy, still to go. I understand, go for landing, 3,000 feet. Copy. 1201. 1201. Roger. Same type, we're go. Same type, we're go. Flight.
Okay, we're go.
Same type, we're go. Flight final right on, real good.
Roger.
2,000 feet, into the ag, 47 degrees. Roger. Okay, keep you 47 degrees.
How's our margin looking, Bob?
It looks okay, we got
Okay.
4.5.
Roger.
Eagle looking great, your go.
350.
Filters 350, copy.
Altitude update there, looks good. Roger.
Select final ping tag.
Roger.
1,400 feet, still looking very good.
You got it.
We have another 1202 alarm. Roger, no sled. Roger, 1202, we copy it.
How you doing, Control?
We look good here,
All right, how about you, Telcom? Go. Guidance, you happy?
Go.
Vital.
Go.
We have another 1202 alarm.
21 down, 33 degrees. 100 feet down at 19. 540 feet down at 30, down at 15.
Attitude hold. Okay, I hold.
I think we better be quiet.
Raj. Okay, the only call-outs from now on will be fuel.
150 feet down at 4. 30, lift half down. There,
For you, but we can't talk about that. I understand.
we're not missing. Every shadow out there. 50 down at 2.5. 19 forward.
Okay, Bob, I'll be standing by for your call-out shortly.
3.5 down. 220 feet. 15 forward. 11 forward, coming down nicely, 200 feet. 4.5 down. 5.5 down.
Filters go, buddy. Copy. Roger that.
Within 60 feet, 6.5 down. 5.5 down. 9 forward.
Low level. Low level.
1020 feet. 100 feet, 3.5 down. 9 forward. 5%. 95.
Filters go, buddy. Copy.
Okay, 75 feet. That's looking good. Down a half.
60. Roger.
6 forward.
60. 60 seconds.
60 seconds.
Filters go, buddy.
Lights on. 6. Down 2.5. Forward. Forward.
Hard copy, check. Good.
Yes. 40 feet down 2.5. Picking up some dust. 30 feet, 2.5 down. Face shadow.
Stand
4
back.
forward. 4 forward. Drift into the right low.
30.
30
30 seconds.
30 seconds forward. Yes.
Okay.
Face. Contact light. Okay, engine stop. ATA at a descent.
Touchdown.
Function go both auto destination command over. Okay, we're gonna be busy for a minute.
Approximately 6 hours after Eagle landed safely on the moon, the flight controllers prepared to receive the first television transmission from Tranquility Base. Along with millions around the world, we watched in suspense as a man from Earth prepared to take the first step on another celestial body.
We're getting a picture of the TV. It's important. Have you had a good picture, huh?
It worked out.
There's a great deal of contrast in it, and currently it's upside down on our monitor, but we can make out a fair amount of detail.
Network Telcom Delta invert station. Stand by, we're working on it.
Can you confirm that your reverse switch is in the proper position? Okay, we have everything upside down.
Stand by, we're everything I have to have on the camera. We are in reverse.
All right, thank you.
The oxygen temperatures are coming down. Look good.
Roger. Okay, Neil, we can see you coming down the ladder now.
You take a 10-second look. You just stepped on a lower path.
Okay.
A Upon exiting the lander, the astronauts' positions were constantly tracked by mission control back rooms, and those movements were projected on the large front room display for flight controllers to monitor. Next you will see, as we did, Armstrong and Aldrin reveal a plaque on the lunar module ladder, which remains on the moon to this day.
For those who haven't read the plaque, we'll read the plaque that's on the front landing gear of this limb. There's two hemispheres, one showing each of the two hemispheres of Earth. Underneath it says, "Dear men from the planet Earth, first set foot upon the moon, July 1969, AD. It came in peace with all mankind." It has the crew member signatures and the signature of the President of the United States. The United States is in his office now and would like to say a few words to you, over. That would be an honor. Go ahead, Mr. President. This is Houston out.
Hello, Neil and Buzz. I'm talking to you by telephone from the Oval Room at the White House. And this certainly has to be the most historic telephone call ever made from the White House. I just can't tell you how proud we all are of what you have done. For every American, this has to be the proudest day of our lives. And for people all over the world, I am sure that they too join with Americans in recognizing what an immense feat this is. Because of what you have done, the heavens have become a part of man's world. And as you talk to us from the Sea of Tranquility, it inspires us to redouble our efforts to bring peace and tranquility to Earth. For one priceless moment in the whole history of man, all the people on this earth are truly one. One in their pride in what you have done, and one in our prayers that you will return safely to Earth. After 21 and a half hours on the lunar surface, Armstrong and Aldrin rendezvoused with Command Module pilot Michael Collins in lunar orbit, returning to Earth and splashing down safely in the Pacific Ocean 3 days later. Working under the command of Mission Control, a fleet of naval helicopters from the USS Hornet were sent to retrieve the Apollo 11 crew.
This is George H. here on the Blue Phyllis, and while the chopper is bringing the crew back to the carrier, I'd like to make a couple of comments. First of all, I think you all know that the events taking place here today represent the culmination of the tremendous Apollo effort initiated by President Kennedy. I think your personal dedication and professionalism displayed here in Mission Control have contributed very substantially to the posture that this country enjoys today in space exploration. As a personal expression of our gratitude for your help, your cooperation and tolerance over the years, General Phillips and Chet Blady and Tom McMullen and I have left in custody with Flight Director Gene Kranz a small token of our esteem and thanks. Lots of luck, and don't choke on the bubbles.
As America's heroes, many of my Mission Control personnel and I flew 6 more lunar missions from this room, which contributed to the designation of this building as a National Historic Landmark. We thank you for visiting today.
Finally, after finishing the mission control room experience, we came back outside and took some time to capture some beautiful memories. We clicked several photos and videos near the rockets outside the main NASA building and in front of the Space Center entrance. It was a very joyful moment. We were smiling, laughing, and feeling proud to be here. I took photos with Dr. Kabindra Adhikari sir and his son Kanchi, and these pictures are not just the photos, they are lifetime memories. After spending enough time inside, slowly we started preparing to leave the Space Center. Before exciting, I took one last look at the NASA building and felt very thankful that I had the opportunity to stand in such a legendary place. Finally, after taking some photos, around 3 p.m. we got back into our car and started our journey towards San Marcos, Texas. During the drive, we were continuously talking about what we saw, the rockets, the moon missions, the control room, and the science behind space travel. It was a day full of learning, inspiration, and unforgettable memories. Now we are about to reach our sister Anusa. Thank you everyone for watching my video. See you in the next video.